Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Micaela and I live in southern Japan. And I really need to tell you something right now. Come here. Closer! I'm actually not Japanese. I am Canadian. I was born in Vancouver, BC. I lived in Richmond, BC. My family moved to Kamloops, BC, and now they live in the middle of the woods somewhere, living their dream on their own. And I'm here in Japan. And over the past 10 years, I've been making videos about Japan, life in Japan, things I like about Japan, and putting them on YouTube. But every once in a while I really want to talk about Canada, because Canada is beautiful too. You know, it wasn't until I started traveling abroad that I realized just how often Canada gets overshadowed by its big American neighbor, the United States. When I'm meeting a Japanese person for the first time, I would say 99% of the time they're going to ask me where I'm from. And when I tell them I'm from Canada, I often hear some pretty interesting responses that kind of indicate to me that a lot of people don't really have a very solid image of what Canada is like.
カナダって何語ですか？カナダ出身ですか？じゃあ、カナダ語喋れるってことですね。
Sometimes I will talk to people who don't even know what language we speak in Canada, or they will think that Canadian is a language of its own. So to clarify, in Canada we speak English and French, and depending on where you go in the country of Canada, it's a big country, I would say that French is much more prevalent in certain parts of Canada than in others. However, it is mandatory that we all learn French in high school, so I can understand a little bit of French, although I never use it anymore. Another thing I often hear in conversations with people when I'm talking about Canada is
でもカナダってめっちゃ寒いんじゃないですか？じゃあ、日本の冬ってもう大したことないですよね。
いや、僕、寒いところ苦手なんで、カナダ行きたくないです。
It's true that Canadian winters can be very cold and unpredictable and unforgiving, but it really depends on where you go. And as long as you're not outside, you're going to be toasty warm and having a good time. Japan, on the other hand, feels cold all winter no matter what you do. When you're in your house, it's cold. When you're outside your house, it's cold. That is why I actually prefer Canadian winters over Japanese ones. Anyway, Canada is a huge country and it's very diverse and very multicultural. But it's so big that if you are living in one place your whole life, you might never actually get to experience just how multicultural and diverse it really is. So if you ever have the chance to travel Canada, consider yourself so lucky, because many Canadians don't take the opportunity to travel it themselves, which is such a shame. It's a really interesting, beautiful country. One of my ultimate favorite places that I've been to in Canada is Whitehorse in the Yukon territories. Whitehorse, it's this tiny little town, and in the winter it is very cold. It's up north. It's a great place to see the northern lights. There's dog sledding, there's blankets of snow, there's wildlife reserves. But the thing that I really liked about Whitehorse was how many people lived there that were not Canadian. I met someone who was French and loved dog sledding and moved to Whitehorse. I met a Japanese couple who moved to Whitehorse so they could do tours, and they liked it up there, and that's why they chose to live there. And I met someone who came to work on an animal reserve because they loved animals, and it's so interesting to meet people who are in love with the place that they chose to live. Another place that I've been to that I can totally recommend is Prince Edward Island, and it is kind of a long flight from Japan. You have to transfer in Toronto and then fly to PEI, but PEI, oh my god, the east coast of Canada is just beautiful. The beaches are bright red because of all the iron in the sand. They eat lots of lobster. When I went to PEI, it was for a food festival and we were eating fresh lobster. Fresh lobster that was buried in the ground and smoked in the sand. I don't really understand what was happening, but it was so good. And the whole vibe of the city feels like something out of a storybook. So if you're planning on visiting Canada and you need a few more ideas of where to go and what to do, definitely check out the Far and Wide project. I'm gonna put a link to the Far&Wide website down in the description below. You can find videos introducing different experiences that you can have in different parts of Canada. And if you see anything you like, there are package tours that you can consider joining as well. One that I thought was really cool that I would love to try is the digital detox in Tofino. Tofino, I've never been, but I have friends who love it. I'm thinking when my boyfriend gets back, maybe we'll go on one of those ourselves. Alright, so discussion time. Have you ever been to Canada? Do you live in Canada? Do you have any good memories of Canada? Let me know in the comments below, and you might be helping other people decide whether or not to visit your city in Canada as well. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for listening, and we will be back with regular Japan content next time. Talk to you soon. Bye!